Total Team Management, TTM, Game Incident Reporting, GIRs. When there is an incident during a game that requires a game incident report, you're going to log yourself into TTM and choose Game Incident Reporting from the left-hand menu or the big button right in the middle of the page labeled Game Incident Reporting. After selecting this, you will be taken to another page that will give you two tabs that say GIR Entry or My GIRs. In the My GIRs tab, you can create a report to show you the list of GIRs that you have submitted, or you can select My In Progress GIRs to see the ones that you still are working on and have yet to submit. We'll speak about that momentarily. So under the GIR Entry tab, you're going to be presented information in a step-by-step process that will guide you to putting the information that you need into a game incident report. So starting with the game level selection, you're going to be presented with the league. So you select the appropriate league that you were working, then the division, then the category. Once that is done, you'll be presented with the team information page. So for teams that are within HEO, most of those teams should be entered in the list, and you just simply select them. If that is not the case and they're not in the list, say if you're doing a tournament, switch the tab to Enter Team Not in List, and then you will manually enter the information as required. Okay? So for this example, we'll just use two teams that are in HEO. You can see the coaches' names, the managers' names are filled in. Be sure to check the game sheet to see if that coach was actually the coach on the game sheet. Sometimes coaches are not available and another coach steps up and signs into that slot. That is the important part here. Once the team information is done, you'll go to the game information section. From here, you can select the game if you're in a particular league that has a lot of electronic game sheet entries. If not, you'll select to add a new game information. You're presented with this window. You'll enter the date of the game, the time in which the game started, the venue. So we have a list of all the arenas that are in HEO. Game number, if applicable. If it's not there, simply put N/A, and then the game type. And you can select from here as needed. When you're done that, you will need to upload game sheet information, or I should say the picture of the game sheet. So you will have taken the game sheet home, you're going to take a picture of it, and you're going to have to load it up here. If there is a need to put two files in because of the size, then this is where you're going to do that stuff. Once the game information is added, you will then have it available to select from a list, and then you'll be presented incident information. So this is where you're going to add all the information that is related to the incident on the ice, from the infraction to the game report. So first option we'll look at is add a game incident. This section is used for team players or officials that were assessed an infraction. So you'll select the team, which would have related to the sections above, and the list of players. So again, if that player is not in the list, you're going to slide this little bar over and manually enter the information. Please make sure it is as accurate as possible. Once you select the team member, the position should be updated accordingly. So if I change the player here, you can see it's the player, the jersey number. Make sure again that the information is correct relative to that. Then the infraction information. Did an injury occur? Yes or no? What period the event occurred in? The time on the game clock that this infraction occurred. And then you'll select the infraction. So we have the various infractions broken down. Everything that you would call is in here, and you can correspond it with the rule reference that you will have put on the game sheet. So this will be presented to you about the additional information about the infraction. Was this called for a pre-game or post-game altercation? So to be clear, pre-game is before the puck drops at the very beginning of the game, and post-game is at that point when the referees have released the benches at the end of the game to signify it's time to have the handshakes, etc. Once that's in, Here we can see it's now presented in the list, and we have the next area. But before we move on, we'll look at the Add Other Incident tab. So the Add Other Incident tab is for those occasions that do not involve team officials or an infraction actually being called to a game participant. So from here you have a certain amount of items, okay? That would happen. A Zamboni broke down on the middle of the ice, miscellaneous. The new maltreatment option is for those occasions where a team, or I should say a game participant, has reported to the officiating crew an issue of maltreatment that the crew did not observe. As you know, we are still required to fill out a game incident report for those occasions. So you simply select it, save, and it becomes this list item. So once you've completed all of the incident information that you wish to put in, you're going to go and select the game officials, and you simply pick the game officials that were working the game. Again, if there's someone not on the list, you will slide the bar over and enter that information as required. You will then go into the officials report. So this is your explanation of the incident. This should be factual, not have opinions, and provide enough detail that someone that was not at the game can visualize what occurred. Remember, we're not creating the next great novel. This should be concise and factual. Once you're done putting that information in, you have these options down at the bottom. Save GIR in progress and send notification to RIC for review, save GIR in progress, or submit. So the first option you can use if you're wishing to have somebody review the GIR before you submit it. So whenever we have match penalties called, it's often recommended the RIC review it before submitting. Anytime you have an 11.5 maltreatment abusive officials, you should be saving the GIR and sending the notification to RIC for review. Okay, once that is done, your RIC will recommend it to you, any changes, or say go ahead and submit it. So that's just part of the process that we recommend. If you're in the middle of completing your GIR and you just don't have time to put all the information in, or you want to go away for a few minutes, as good computer practices go, you want to save your GIR in progress. So what this do is, like on any computer programming, any documents, those sort of things, is just saving it. It has not yet been submitted to anybody. It's just into that saved feature. So as we mentioned right at the very beginning, you have the My GIRs tab. This is where you'll find that in the My In Progress GIRs. Following that, the Submit GIR, that is when you're fully completed your GIR. Everything is entered correctly, your game report is concise and factual and has the information required, and you're ready to submit it. You select this option. The GIR gets submitted into the TTM system and is also sent to your RIC, district chair, team officials, association presidents, all related to the teams that you entered in the team information field. Okay, so once you're done all that, you'll be returned back to the game incident reporting page, and this here, where you could go to My GIRs and put a report for my submitted GIRs or my in progress GIRs if you're still working on it. So that's all there is to game incident reporting in TTM. If you have any further questions, please contact your local RIC.